For my project, I wanted to cover this beautiful song by a band called Ulver, called Østenfor og Vestenfor Måne. It's Norwegian, but it's just this just kind of acoustic Norwegian folk style song that I just find so gorgeous and haunting. I became obsessed with it over the summer for a while, so that's why I really wanted to do it. So recently I've been studying sight reading, practicing sight reading with music, just reading sheet music and looking at it and playing guitar, and so that's been a challenge for me, and I've been trying to get better and better at it. So I wanted to sight read this song in order to improve my skills, and it's important to me. So I decided to sight read it as part of the project, and it was really fun. I like sight reading, even though I'm not very good at it. It was hard because the sheet music I downloaded wasn't always correct, and I mean, sight reading in general is hard, especially on guitar, because the same note exists in multiple different places. But I ended up sight reading it, better than I expected to. I didn't expect to do very well, but it ended up being fun, but still challenging, which is really cool. So for learning the guitar part here, I've been using this program called Jelly Notes, a website. I had to pay for the sheet music, but it's pretty nice. You can print stuff and save it as PDF. But anyways, it's been going pretty smoothly, except there's one part where the sheet music here is actually incorrect. It's this guitar 2 part, like right here, like this whole section here. It's just wrong. Like, it's kind of right here, but then like the interval between this where it stops playing and then starts is like really whack, and they messed up the notes a little bit. So I was very confused when I first encountered this. So I listened to the original recording and figured things out. So after I'd decided that for my project I would sight read this and play this song, I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like, what is next? Well, I sing. I'd love to, sing this song as well. But here's the problem. I can't sing very high, and because I'm a bass. And then the next problem was that I don't have any recording equipment, so I don't know how I would record the song, and I don't know how to record or mix anything well. So with these two problems, I solved by including a couple friends on this project. My buddy Mark and my friend Caleb, and I chose them because Caleb is an excellent musician. He can sing beautifully. And he knows how to record and mix stuff, and he also plays cello, which is another instrument on the song that I don't play. So he was an excellent addition. And then my friend Mark as well has a great ear for music, and he's also a really great singer, and they both could sing the parts that I couldn't quite reach with my voice. So I was very excited to have them on this project. Of course, since we are, in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, it's an obstacle that we faced was the COVID-19, the coronavirus. So we had to work around oh man, how are we gonna practice together? We have to practice at a distance. When we record, we have to sanitize everything after each of us records. We have to stay distance. We had to rehearse and practice outside. We had to sing with the wind and the noise just from being outside. But so that was certainly a challenge, but I'm proud that we overcame it, and we stayed safe and responsible, and still came out with this beautiful song. This is like his second time reading this, by the way. So one part of the song, just learning it, that was difficult was, well, the song is in Norwegian, which is a language, of course, that none of us speak. So I had to look up how to pronounce a lot of the funky letters that are in Norwegian. And some were hard for us to pronounce because we don't, think about making those sounds all the time or are kind of unfamiliar with them. But I thought it was really fun to learn how to pronounce them and recite these, foreign words. And then also there are some really beautiful harmonies in the song. We ended up kind of changing the vocal harmonies a bit, adding a couple more layers and changing them up a bit. I mean, the harmonies in the song itself are really beautiful, but I think that our slightly altered harmonies kind of adds a level of uniqueness to our rendition of the song, making it stand out from the original. And I think we did a really great job of making them also really, really pretty. And for one way that we changed it, for instance, is we were messing around. We were singing this part that goes ah, ah, and I was like, hey guys, look, I can sing it an octave down. And they said, oh really? So at first it was just kind of me messing around, but then we sang it together and we kind of realized that sounds pretty cool. So it just became a feature. These lyrics are hard because they're in Norwegian. They've got all these funky letters sometimes. So, but they're really fun. So let's. They're hard to pronounce, but we can do it.
I'll try.
Yeah. Not quite. All right, guys, we've worked hard. I think we deserve a little rest time. It's break time. It's break time. Break time. Break time. Break time. Now we are in the recording phase. Got this nice mic here. I've got the garage band, and we're recording. All right, the master at work.
The master at work gets his wires all tangled up.
I think it's super cool just to, come down and sing. I recorded my guitar part first, and then Caleb recorded the cello. And it's just so cool to start seeing things combine and come together. It's just like, oh man, it's just so beautiful.
And then once the mixing gets done, I'll cut out all of the frequencies that are unpleasant to the ear when it comes to recordings. Yeah. And it'll sound really professional by the end of all of that when it's all produced. And so it's really exciting to get all the ingredients. It's almost like getting the ingredients to something, and then when you have the ingredients, when you're mixing it, you're kind of stirring up the pot.
See, this is why we have him.
Thank you.
And I'm just the guy in the back.
So neither Mark nor I know how to mix a song or anything. So we left that to Caleb. So after we recorded and left his house, he just went to town just mixing it. So here's a video of him doing all the mixing. All right, so I'm super happy about how the whole process went. There were lots of challenges, but there were some great successes. I remember there was just one point where we were after I recorded a part. There's this part where there's 3 different layers of guitar, 3 guitars playing at the same time. But of course, I had to record them each separately. So after I recorded them, I wanted to go back and listen to it and see how it sounded, and it was just so cool. It was just this moment of just oh my god, that's so cool. I did that. Just hearing how beautiful this guitar I recorded sounded. And then of course, I mean, after we recorded everything, Mark and I left Caleb to do the mixing. So we heard how it was very, very raw. So it was just such a shock, and it was incredible when Caleb finally sent us the audio file. Like, me and Mark were texting like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" It's just incredible that just how awesome it sounded. It definitely made me appreciate Caleb's music production skills. So without further ado, here's the song itself. I'm super proud and excited about this.